What's up, everybody? We've successfully relocated most of the interior first floor walls of this home into this dump trailer. We're getting close to full in terms of volume. It certainly is nowhere near full in terms of weight. But if we step inside, we've got this wall down here, this closet, which was here from the beginning. You can tell because the sole plate for this wall, not only the age of the lumber, this amber kind of color. Sorry, let me turn the light on. You may need some contrast, but you can see the amber tones and the general appearance of this lumber is the original framing for the age of the home. This it's not Romex, it's cotton and like a petroleum, kind of like a tar product that's on these wires. That would have been original electricity. So where we see Romex, now we can tell that was added. Where we see areas that aren't down to the subfloor, where walls are, you can tell that they were added. So for now, we know that all of this was original to the home. That little pass-through with the turned like balustrade in there was original to the home. And this is the type of stuff that we had in here on the outside corner. This is OG old school corner bead, and it was bedded deep down, and lots of heavy true plaster was on top of that, and that's going to take some doing to dig out of these outside corners. And most of these walls in here were all that same. If you saw the first wall removal video I ever made, it's like a, I want to say 16-inch by 48-inch panel. They're extremely heavy, and again, they're true plaster. They're so heavy. So that was all over here in this side of the house here. And again, this is original framing here. But in this wall, we start to see, and here's the contrast. This is going to be original framing. This is going to be original framing. This is going to be, some scabby old lumber that somebody threw in what used to be a doorway. So you can see a pair of, this was the jack, and this was the king, and this was the header that wasn't necessary really, and someone has filled this in. As well as over here, there's been some modification, which I don't understand. Maybe a window, like a pass-through into what they used to use as a dining room, whereas the dining room's over there now. And this was filled in here. And this was all with drywall on it, real drywall, chipboard or whatever. So that came right out real easy, and it was very lightly attached, actually. You got a screw here and a screw there and a screw there and a big screw layout. So I just got it started and started piecing. You could see in the trailer big 4 foot by 4 foot pieces came off the wall, which is nice when it comes off in big pieces. So we opened this all up here, and then again, like I said, this is original wiring, and this is going to was added with this addition or this renovation that was in here. And like I was talking before, those were original walls. These weren't original walls, this closet. And if you saw in my last video series when I was removing some walls and filling in some doorways, I chose not to dig the hardwood floor out of the doorway in case in the future somebody wanted to go back to an open floor plan. And someone's done that for me here, which is kind of funny that I paid it forward, and the immediate next project I get the benefit. We were concerned that there wouldn't be a usable area of hardwood here, but there certainly will be now. It's got a little bit of drywall mud or whatever on there, but all these floors have been kind of scratched up by the customers' dogs. And, it's just part of whether they were or they weren't when you were all done in here. If you were keeping them, you would sand everything in together to make it all sort of copacetic and refinish it all. And so no worries here. And I'm assuming this, this isn't a pony wall. There's another word for this. But anyway, when this comes out of here, there won't be anything, besides a little witness mark like that on the floor, which is cool. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I discovered before I pull it all down. Some added electricity, tied in, to the old existing, which we shut off. And when they added the closet, for some reason they felt like they needed to do popcorn ceiling here. And there's this popcorn, well, I don't know, I guess you'd call it that, but it's also kind of sparkly. You can maybe see it from a headlamp on. Yeah, you can see the little sparkles. That's all coming out of here. What I have learned is that, like the house that I built from scratch as part of a crew a couple of years ago, because this house jumps out a little more here at the front, these joists come over and just quit on this kind of header here that was here. They go over there about 2 or 3 feet and hang out, and those ones come over from the outside wall and they come over this kind of header area, and they pass the two pair, those from this right and these from the left, they pass one another in here and create what you've got for a floor upstairs and a ceiling above our head here. Without these walls underneath here and without some sort of carrying beam under here, they would not be structurally sound. They wouldn't fall down and out of there because you've got subfloor boards upstairs that go across the room at 90 degrees, and they come, you know, they, as a group, they come across several other joists that have got good bearing and go right across the tops of these joists that wouldn't have a good bearing, and then continue on to more joists that have, you know, a good bearing under them again, and so they would be suspended there. But that area of the floor upstairs would be really spongy, and over time you'd have some movement in the ceiling here. If we covered it with drywall, you'd see cracking. So we will have to come up with a way to support those well enough before we close everything all in here. But for right now, we're making some good headway. This is just our second day with the dump trailer, and we're going to try to make it. We're going to try and get everything in there that we can today. We do have it tomorrow in case we want to take our time and be sure of everything coming out of here. So sometimes you just get stuck on doing something and you don't quite get to the last little bit. Like I wouldn't want to leave even this area of ceiling to take to the dump and throw away, because it's just the minimum cost there is for a ton of material. So there's no point in taking 3 or 4 big awkward pieces that weigh about 100 pounds and spending whatever they get for disposing of a ton. So okay, this is where we're at, and we'll come back when everything's basically gone, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.